Shalom, Kahala, Yahweh Shem Shai, Ba'ashem HaKadosh, double honor to the other apostles, and other bishops of GMS, Salaki, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shalom and salutation to all the brothers out pushing the word and truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. Shalom to all the Aquath listening and learning, being a pillar of rest. All right, so the name of this quick lesson is going to be What's in a Name? Okay, and just quickly going to run over my Hebrew name, why I chose or why the Spirit led me to the name, my Hebrew name, which is Yashawan. And it comes from Isaiah. It's this is prophecy. Okay, so before we get that, let's get quickly none of these. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read, right? Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. So this is what happened. Came in like right at the beginning, if you will, of '08, and was being led by the Spirit. So anyway, Isaiah 34:16, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. None of these shall fail. What is that? None of what? None of these prophecies shall fail. None shall want her made. It can't be compared to any other book. For my mouth had commanded it. Most High commanded that these prophecies come to pass. And his Spirit it had gathered them, gathered us. Right? But here's the point. None of these shall fail. No one, Salakia, no one of these shall fail. No one of these prophecies. So let's take a look at one. Because this definitely came to pass in my case. All right, so we'll start at the top. The Lord has chosen Israel. Okay? This goes into waking us back up. Right? And again, how the Spirit led me to my Hebrew name. Yet now hear, O Jacob my servant, and Israel whom I have chosen. Thus saith the Lord that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. That's huge. Fear not, O Jacob my servant, and thou, Jeshurun. Jesurun. That was the name. But it didn't come out of that. Jeshurun, whom I have chosen. It didn't come from this. I'll show you where it came from, and then we'll continue on there. Here's where my name came from, because I saw it, and it resembles my given name, the name that my mom gave me. Okay, it resembles that, so I was like drawn to it through the Spirit. Okay, so let's see. Waxed, fat, and kicked, right? Okay, this is where it came from. When I saw this, I'm like, oh, I like that. That name resonated with me. I didn't know where it came from. It just, in my spirit, that's what called out to me. Deuteronomy 32:15, but Jeshurun. Okay, and Jeshurun or Yashawan is another name for Yasharallah. Okay, or Israel for that matter. Okay, Yasharallah. He is the prince of the power. Waxed, fat, and kicked. Jeshurun, Israel waxed, fat, and kicked it. Thou art waxen fat, thou art grown thick, thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook the Most High, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. So this is where my name came from. But Jeshurun, I said, Jeshurun, what's that? And so I remember it was in 2012. I went back to the brother Azamawaf. He said, well, what's your Hebrew name? I'm like, Jeshurun. And I said, how do you say that? And it was weird because he knew already, like, oh, that's Yahshua. He knew right away. So anyway, it was Yahshua. And it came from this particular scripture. Yahshua waxed fat and kicked it. You're adding to the word, Alec. But Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked. What does that mean over here? Became fat and unruly. Right? And rebelled. Okay. So anyway, what's in a name? Now we'll go back and we'll explain how this is prophecy. Read 2 again, Isaiah 44 and 2. Thus saith the Lord that made thee and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou Jeshurun, whom I have chosen. All right? This is the same as saying Israel, whom I have chosen. For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and I was thirsty at the time, and floods upon dry ground. What is that? That's them dry bones. You can pour water. You thirsty and you dry. The dry bones waking up. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed and my blessing upon thine offspring, and they shall spring up as among the grass, as the willows by the water courses. All right, and I saw brother, forget where he's from, Virginia, I forget what his name is, but he brought this out the other day. He went into this, represents them camps springing up all over, which they have. So this is prophecy, okay? But this is the dry bones coming to life. We're going to have to touch on that. We'll get it right after this, Lord willing. Isaiah 44 and 5. One shall say, I am the Lord's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob, and another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord, and surname himself by the name of Yasharallah, Jeshurun, Israel. And that's what happened. This happened to me. So that's prophecy coming to pass. Okay? This is talking about the Great Awakening. Okay? And this is us finding out who we are and getting our Hebrew names. Yeah? Okay, and waking up to this glorious truth. Okay? 37, yeah? The valley of the dry bones. Okay, they were very dry. This is what I want to get at. Ezekiel 37 and 1, the hand of the Lord, let me get it, KJV Slovakia. The hand of the Lord was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord, and set me down in the midst of the valley which was full of bones, and caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. They needed that water. Okay? They were very, very far from the truth. They had no clue who they were. Dead men's bones. Okay? This is talking about all of who? Jump down to 11. Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Jeshurun, or Yasharallah. Okay. Behold, they say, our bones are dried and our hope is lost. We are cut off for our parts. We didn't even know who the hell we were until that spirit, right? I went through some crazy shit in 07, divorce and despair, right? And birthday is in December, right? Right around December, I was looking for Black Jesus. Right? I'm like, Black Jesus. was the what the Spirit put in my mind. Jesus is black. Follow that. So I started looking for black Jesus, and in my quest came upon right. Okay, we're Israelites, and I think I went through maybe IUIC, ISUBK, and then who were all selling the truth. By the way, I'll give you this breakdown. You send $7, and I'll give you the breakdown to this. I was like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, let me find who's not selling the truth. And stumbled upon the men of the elders at the time. They weren't the apostles yet. They were the elders of GMS. And I'm like, they ain't selling nothing. And the Spirit just resonated with me. And this had to be February of '08. So that's where it started for me. So let's see. I'll read this again. Isaiah 44 and 5. One shall say, I am the Lord's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob. All right. And another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord and surname himself by the name of Israel. That's exactly what happened. Okay. Jeshurun. And it's even right here. It's in this, what they call a passage, right? It's even right there. And this is all fairly new to me. Okay. I mean, this, revelation, if you will. Anyway, let's take a look at this in these other versions. Let's read it in the NIV. Some will say, I belong to the Lord. Others will call themselves by the name of Jacob. Still others will write on their hand, right, the Lord's, and will take the name Israel. Okay. Some will proudly claim, I belong to the Lord. Others will say, I am a descendant. I'm an Israelite. Some will write the Lord's name on their hands and will take the name of Israel as their own. Okay. So these prophecies are coming to pass, right? Let me get one more and then we'll go ahead and close it. I just wanted to, go into what? We're at the end. The prophecies are speaking, okay? And not just the doom and gloom, but the good stuff, right? There's a lot of prophecies like Isaiah 14 from the top. That's a beautiful prophecy that's coming to pass right now, okay? Anyway, Habakkuk, right? 2 and 1. Spell that right? 2. What ended on this last precept? I'll start at the top. Habakkuk 2 and 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say to me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision, right? This is the prophecy. Write the vision and make it plain on table. Habakkuk was being shown a vision that he may run that readeth it. And we're running right now. We're almost at the tape. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. Well, what does that mean? That means the prophecies are coming to pass, right? They're speaking out loud and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. All right? So we're in the time of the prophecies speaking very, very loudly, right? What last precept? Okay. Join me in my next video, which is called the World War III Daily Update. Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Look at this prophecy jumping off the page right now. World War III. Signaling what? The end. Last precept, 1 Peter 4 and 7. But the end of all things is at hand. Here we are. But at the end it shall speak. Be ye therefore sober and watch under. Watch what? Watch for the prophecies coming to pass. It's giving you a timeline of how close we are to the end of this. This is telling you we're at the end. You see World War III? Okay? You see Jake waking up? You see these chariots? You see this devil pushing the chariots harder than anything else? You see this C-hip? You see niggas scrambling and clamoring because they're being exposed for being charlatans and selling the word like they did 15 years ago? Still selling it. And now it's time to pay. All right? So with that, we'll close it right there. We hope that the elect are edified. What's in a name? All right? He is a prince of power. He is a prince of God. All right? We hope that the elect are edified. You brothers and you sisters, shalom.